52-year-old Delmar Wayne's sample is listed in the FBI files as a potential victim. Delmar's sample told a friend that he intended to travel to Tillamook, Oregon on the weekend of his disappearance, and the last time sample was ever seen was on surveillance footage which showed him purchasing fuel around 11 a.m. along I-5 in Centralia, Washington. The station was north of his home in Onalaska, Washington, where he had left earlier that day with a plan to spend the weekend in the wilderness enjoying nature. Park rangers found sample's red and white 1992 Ford R10 pickup truck near Lake Quinault on the side of South Shore Road. The vehicle was locked with food and a sleeping bag inside. Delmar had brought his Roadmaster mountain bike with him, and both he and the bike were missing. But there were no bike tracks near where the car was parked, which was odd. So it seems, or it has been speculated, that his car was moved by someone. According to the Charlie Project, there were no signs of foul play and no indication of his whereabouts. Family stated that it was not uncommon for him to change travel plans with short notice. At the time of his disappearance, Sample was employed as a pharmacist at a Walmart store, and he was reported missing by coworkers after he failed to arrive, and he didn't call with any explanation. His loved ones said that it was uncharacteristic of him to leave without any kind of warning, and at least to not tell somebody where he was going, and that he was not depressed at the time of his disappearance. His case remains unsolved. Though he's mentioned in the FBI files, the FBI actually believes that it's unlikely Keyes was responsible for Sample's death. According to them, Keyes' cell tower records seem to indicate that he was headed east on the evening of March 4th and not south. Those same records suggest that Keyes may have been seeing a female companion that weekend in Sequim, Washington. It is still possible for Keyes to have been involved in Delmar Sample's disappearance. However, he would have had a very narrow window to kidnap, murder, and dispose of the body, as well as to transport his vehicle to the location it was found in. The files mention that if this case is later attributed to Keyes, it should be noted that a Dr. Pepper can with latent prints was located in Delmar Sample's vehicle. The files show that Keyes' fingerprints were sent over to compare to any prints lifted from Sample's vehicle and the Dr. Pepper can. Keyes was described as bisexual, though he was known for predominantly targeting female victims as well as pursuing female consensual partners. This includes his history of only dating women, to the girl who he sexually assaulted on the Deschutes River, to the 2 women who he assaulted in Tel Aviv. And 3 of his 4 confirmed victims were women. All 3 of them were sexually assaulted, while the male victim was not. And in the case of Delmar Sample, Keyes was apparently on his way to go see a woman. Keyes stated that in regards to his victims, he would essentially take what he could get. It appears that he mainly targeted lone females as his victims, though on 2 instances it is known that he targeted a couple, but there is no confirmed instances of Israel Keyes targeting lone men. A few days after Delmar Sample's disappearance and Israel Keyes visiting a girlfriend, there was a domestic violence incident. The police were called to Tammy's residence because of a domestic violence situation between her and Keyes. Tammy was jealous, and she said that she would try to push his buttons because he would not react or get jealous, and that this bothered her. Tammy also stated that the domestic violence incident was entirely her fault. She said that Keyes was playing games online and was instant messaging some girl. Later that evening, Tammy got on the internet and used Keyes' password to talk to the girl. She confronted Keyes about this and pulled the phone jack out of the wall. She said that she was, quote, trying to get a rise out of Keyes, who was drunk at the time. She does not go into further detail, but she says that this is the worst fight they ever had. The fact that the police were called does make it sound pretty bad.